Paging Tom Holland. This is the last call for Tom Holland. We seem to be in possession of his brother from another mother, and it's none other than Stranger Things star Finn Wolfhard. You already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Well, just to roll with the punches for a bit, Stranger Things has managed to create an audience for itself that no one saw coming. They had everybody watching the show, so it's safe to say viewers from all over the world were hooked. And you know what happens when shows get this popular? Well, for starters, things get really tough for the cast. And no, I'm not talking about the perils of fame. It's not about poor little famous people here. I'm talking about the fact that everyone who has a seat at the table is basically an undercover CIA agent now. Because boy, do they have to keep things at the down low. And they have to keep it quiet while going around promoting the show, talking about it, and having hosts quiz them mercilessly. It's torture. It's really bad out there. So yes, everyone's favorite Finn made a boo-boo. Can you blame him? Finn Wolfhard, who plays Mike Wheeler on the show, let slip a secret on The Tonight Show. What did he let slip, you ask? Well, allow me to enlighten you. Apparently, our favorite small-town boy revealed the entire plot of a Stranger Things spinoff. Yep, the man really decided that I'm going to give them nothing about the next season, but a spinoff? Yeah, that's alright. And with the success of the entire franchise, the team was really trying to keep things under wraps. For starters, the Stranger Things actor claimed during his interview on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon that the cast is actually being very coy with the upcoming season 5. So much so that even the first episode's title, The Crawl, was a mystery to Wolfhard until recently. And now that you think about it, perhaps for good reason, but let's go back to the spinoff. Apparently, this guy here is just really good at guessing things. Or maybe he's just a little too in sync with the showrunners. The Canadian actor seemed to have the same concept for a Stranger Things spinoff as the Duffer Brothers had, and it's almost like they share the same brain. Wolfhard shared that during the filming of Stranger Things 4, they made jokes about how they're all going to have us back, and we're going to be fat and old in 20 years for a follow-up. That's when Finn chimed in with a plot of his and said if you guys are genuinely going to do a spinoff, it should be this. And as it turns out, that was the plan. Can you imagine the looks on the guys' faces? Because the Duffer Brothers were simply stunned. The two just looked at each other and then at him and were like, "Can we talk to you for a second?" And now, for the best part, the showrunners actually thought someone had looped Finn Wolfhard in because they had the exact same idea, and they had it first. Of course, they had the talk, and it was decided that now it was just their secret now. But holy smokes, Jimmy Fallon's right. Finn must have a very creative, kick-ass brain to simply sit and spit out the exact spin-off plot that's in the works. Or perhaps he's the one with the actual powers and Millie Bobby Brown's 11 is just a front? What do you guys think? The Duffers went ahead and said so themselves that the now actor and director combo is an incredibly intelligent kid who was able to predict the whole thing with freaky accuracy. We've got our eye on you, Finn, but besides him, nobody else knows until it hits the screens. So does that mean a spinoff is actually in the works? Yep, the Stranger Things showrunners have already confirmed that a Stranger Things spinoff is in the works, but it might not be the time jump, fat, and old combo that you may be expecting. The Duffer Brothers revealed last year that they've been developing a Stranger Things spinoff that will be radically different from what viewers have already seen on that hit sci-fi horror series. Apparently, the new show won't concentrate on subjects that have already been covered in the series and would instead be exploring something new. So, sadly, despite some poking and prodding, there's no solid proof to know if it would be a prequel or a sequel that follows our favorite Lil gang. Or perhaps it might just involve the Hawkins lab. Personally, I'd love a show that stars Elle and her mom reconnecting and going through life together. The baddie friend 8 can pop in too. The more the merrier. Would it be too far-fetched to think that any Stranger Things spinoff will take place in or include the familiar and beloved Hawkins? Only time will tell. But perhaps we can make educated guesses about the cast? The question remains, will the spinoff feature primary cast members? The short answer is probably not. And now for the long one. I hate to be the bearer of sad news, but it doesn't seem likely that many of the OG actors will return to the Stranger Things universe when season 5 finishes. Or at least that's what the Duffer Brothers are implying. The majority of the gang seems to have already started pursuing new possibilities. We all saw Millie Bobby Brown's success with Netflix's Enola Holmes series, didn't we? We all know all good things must come to an end, and so will Stranger Things. But even despite that, it's clear that the Duffer Brothers are far from done with the Stranger Things universe. Are you? No? Well, you're in luck because we still have one entire season left to binge. And like Finn Wolfhard put it, the end is sad but necessary. The series star dived in on saying farewell to the show in a recent interview with Discussing Film. You've got to admit, it's going to be hard, not just for us viewers, but the cast in particular. They were all itty-bitty little children when the show first premiered back in 2016. 2016? Yikes. The cast quite literally grew up with the show and the characters they play. Our Mike Wheeler here compared the series ending to Graduation. I mean, the guy's not wrong and admitted that he might go crazy if he spent too much time thinking about it. But for what it's worth, the actor has complete faith in how the Duffer Brothers will wind up Stranger Things and is certain that it will do it in a spectacular manner. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much we'd like for the show to go on, Finn's right. The story should end where it's appropriate. That matters most to him, and it makes sense. So, only one question remains. When will the last season premiere? One final season for one last time. I'm not crying, you're crying. Stranger Things has become one of the most popular shows in pop culture in the years since it first aired, and it simply seemed to get bigger and better by breaking audience records or bringing back music that the audience had long forgotten. They simply got it right every time. So yes, expectations and emotions are running high for the 5th and final chapter of this story. The 5th season is set to premiere in 2024, with the final date to be announced later on. And till then, you and I shall wait. Although the show Stranger Things may be ending, the franchise seems to be just starting off, and I can't wait to see which whirlwind ride they take us on next. Can you?